Hello, and you join me today where I have myself another car. Not just another car, but another free car. Here we go. What is it going to be? You can tell by the ridge, it's a 25, can't you? Or a ZR in silver. Yes, but no, it's not in silver, it's actually in trophy blue. It's 21 years old, and it hasn't seen the road for about 4 years. I booked it in for MOT, insured it. That covers the issue of driving it from one place to another, because the MOT station is next door. Just checked. It's next month it will be 4 years since its MOT run out. However, but I was reassured that it's still all okay. Still okay. Now, because this is a ZR, we can expect to see some corrosion. Rusty wings, they're always prone to it. The skirt on the bottom has gone missing. Although there's no rot along there. The car is very, very dirty. There are a few bits like this that need reattaching. Oddly enough, the hairpin wheels all have decent tyres and aren't in terrible condition. Well, one of them's not as good as it was just a few hours ago. Anyway, the back end's okay. No bumps, no cracks on the bumper. Exhaust isn't hanging off. It's just when we come around to this other side where we have a bit of an issue. There we go. Nice big hole in the sill and a nice big patch there to be sorted out. You can't expect things to be perfect when they don't cost any money. Let's continue. The grille seems to have gone missing, unfortunately. But worse than that, on this side, a little incident. A little incident just here. And this is where something unusual happened. Because when I picked this car up before, it didn't look like that. No, I've had a little bit of a problem. The car, effectively, crashed into itself. Watch. I must apologise for the sound on these clips because I didn't take my microphone with me. Currently, I'm driving back through Bury and only about 8 miles back to the yard where a few things are going on in this particular car that are making me just a bit nervous. First thing, engine management line. No, that's not making me nervous at all. I'm not bothered about that. There's a funny noise coming from the front because one of the calipers is sticking quite badly. And it's doing that kind of bumpy thing as the brake fluid boils. And that's not bothering me too much either. But what has bothered me quite a lot was the front wheel falling off just 5 miles down the road. I can smell it, that hot metal smell. I am expecting the disc to be ever so slightly glowing by now. Brakes are still working though, but it is getting that slight wobble in the wheel. Nowhere near as bad as it was before when it was falling off though. All of a sudden, the outskirts of Rochdale. Not normally that pleased to see the place, but I am at the moment. The 1.4K series is struggling against the grip of the stuck caliper. Struggling. I got to the speed limit then and I could smell the brakes, so I backed off. I've got to say, it does drive much better without the wheel falling off. Windscreen wipers don't appear to do anything. Well, what a relief to be right at the foot of Kiln Lane. Oh, why has someone blocked the bloody thing over the van? I suspect that for some reason that wheel was taken off 4 years ago and the wheel nut's not done up properly. So then as soon as you set off, they just start to undo quite quickly. Yeah, so that wasn't the most pleasant journey ever, especially as I'd gone into the curb and I struggled to get the jack underneath it, but I managed it. I did what I had to do. There's not really anything else I can do besides just doing what I had to do. Sometimes you just have to do whatever it is you have to do, whatever that happens to be. And on this instance, it was jacking it up on the sill, just under there somewhere. Doesn't actually appear to have damaged it, so that's all quite nice. But that there, oh well, I mean, yeah, unfortunately that has taken a bit of a beating, hasn't it? Because well, the wing was a bit rusty in the first place and not that great really, but yeah, it's a lot worse now. I feel quite lucky really, not because I've been given a free car, I mean that's obviously very lucky, but because of where it happened and how. It was down a back street on the other side of Bury where there were no cars knocking about and right next to a tyre bay, which was really handy because there was no... the only bit of the toolkit that was with this was the jack. Anyway, let's explore the car a bit further now, shall we? Where we find wind up and down windows. That's a novelty, isn't it? Manually operated mirrors, plastic steering wheel, yet Alcantara seats, Alcantara and leather. Nice that, isn't it? Now this car has been around the block somewhat. It's been passed through quite a few owners that all happen to have known each other, and so where am I going with this? I don't know. Let's start that bit again. Inside the car we will find usual saggy headlining, but I've seen so much worse than this. This is actually quite good considering. I mean, it's not good for another car, but for one of these, it's good. Most of the stuff that should belong here is here, except for that. But the vents are not broken. The mileage is 119,000. No, 109,000. Does the clock work? Well, no. And the engine is smooth. In fact, the engine's lovely and smooth. It's pretty grotty, but that's not important. Now to drive it, it's okay. Now that the wheel's been put back on properly, it doesn't rattle and clonk. There's a bit of a grinding noise, however, from where the brakes are binding ever so slightly. That's unfortunate, but these things happen, don't they? I mean, for them to work at all is a surprise, because you kind of imagine that you'd have no brakes at all by this point. What car stands for 4 years and then still has working brakes? Doesn't usually happen, does it? Now that was the most pleasant drive I've had in this car so far, because I didn't really need to worry about it. If it breaks down now, that's fine. I don't want it to break down, but if it does, I'm not going to be too stressed by it. Whereas at the side of the road, somewhere in Bury, no, it wouldn't be good. That would not be a good place. Oh no, hang on, when I say Bury, no, it was 15 miles away from here, so it was a bit further away. Now the radio is on next door, which is why I'm having to do something rather mysterious sounding on the keyboard to blot out the sound of Mariah Carey, or whoever it is that happens to be wailing away. Not my kind of thing. Should go and have a proper look at what's in the back of the car, I think. Come with me now, whilst we go and explore. Right, in the back row, we find a creaky door and a few panels, a few bits, a few spares. So, well, there's a 75 glove box. What's that doing in here? Why have we got a 75 glove box? Oh, an inlet manifold from a 75. Oh, surely these were... They're not really thick cable, but I wonder if these were meant to be left in the back of there. Well, stuff to sort out. To me, this is a mostly sorted car, really, without having a look underneath and checking all the other bits of things. It didn't drive like there was anything spectacularly wrong with it. Well, I mean, not once I put the wheel back on anyway. The car is called Max, by the way, and some may remember I've already had a car called Max, but that's what the car's name is, so I'm keeping it. And after all, I mean, do you know somebody called Dave? Yeah, of course you do. And now do you know somebody else called Dave? Of course you do. Names are exclusive to one person or one car. I wonder what colour this wing actually is. And there we go. That's the story of Max, part 1. Not sure what the plans are for this car yet, but there will be. There'll be some plans. Just you wait and see. So thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for liking the video, and thank you for being a channel member, and thank you for not liking the video. Gosh. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Oh, and thank you as well, of course, to my friend David for giving me this car. And thanks for the concern on what happened to it. It really isn't your fault. It's not your fault, it's mine. I should have checked those wheel nuts before setting off, because anything could have happened in the past 4 years whilst it's been stood there not doing anything. Now, bye again.